Welcome to the Maine Money Report. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I am joined today by Jordan Maine and also Adam Freund of Maine Financial Group. And today's show is all about where Wall Street meets Main Street. To our viewers at home, most specifically today, what we want to talk about is refinancing your retirement. Have you ever thought about what that means to refinance your retirement? Well, you're not going to want to miss today's show. Jordan, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio. And Adam, how are you?
I'm peachy keen today.
Well, you look peachy keen. All kinds of smiles, and I know we have some great information to talk about because obviously the viewers at home are thinking, what is this refinance your retirement? We always refinance our homes when interest rates go down, doing a lot of refinancing to increase our spending power. But what does it mean when you say refinance your retirement, Jordan?
Yeah, I think the first word that pops to my mind is efficiency, right? To make sure that we are maximizing our rate of return in our portfolio, that we are getting the biggest bang for our buck. And for years, we were in such a suppressed interest rate environment that has drastically changed over the last few years. So how can we take advantage of maximizing those rates?
Perfect. Adam, why would someone be thinking about that right now? What about in today's environment?
Well, I think that one of the things that has been happening is that everybody's been seeing that the rates have gone up. Just a few years ago, you could refinance your house for less than 3% on a 30-year mortgage. Now that's somewhere up to what, 7%?
Close to 7.
Sure.
But when you're dealing with your own retirement, there are some advantages to the higher interest rates that you could take advantage of right now.
Have you had clients recently, Jordan, that have talked about refinancing their retirement?
You know, we have. And just two quick stories. We had a new client come on first that was already in retirement. And they came to us and they had about $1 million in their portfolio. And their plan was designed to draw 4% out of their portfolio. So $40,000 to add to their annual income with Social Security and pension. After we refied their retirement, used our current software, our strategies, looked at current rates, we were able to get them $65,000 of income, which represents over a 50% increase in their already guaranteed income in retirement. So that was a substantial change for that family. And if you remember the other family that came in, they were not yet retired. They were going to retire in 7 years from now based on a plan from another advisor.
Right.
And they had a little more money than the previous example, but their plan meant for $80,000 of income to come out of their portfolio to supplement their Social Security and their pension. We were able to rework all of these plans and strategies, and we got them to just over $100,000, which was about a 25% increase. But the biggest part is the old plan required them to still work 7 more years. Our plan got them to retire in just 3.
In 3?
Yes.
What did they say when you told them that news?
I think we popped a bubble of champagne and
I was hoping for cartwheels, but that didn't happen.
No cartwheels, but they were extremely grateful. I mean,
I can imagine. I mean, that is amazing. That's a huge difference. It truly is.
Yeah.
So really, you have to be open to a second opinion, Jordan, correct? I mean, if someone is just thinking, okay, I'm going to stay where I'm at in this current lane, they're not going to be able to take advantage of things like refinancing your retirement.
Absolutely. And now more than ever is an opportunity to lock in some extraordinarily high rates, some great rates, and change the whole path that you're on. And for those of you that are with other advisors out there, you can't get a second opinion from the person that gave you the first opinion. So take a look, come on in, and we can help you refinance your retirement.
And I'm glad you just said come on in, because let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about how Maine Financial Group is a little bit different than a lot of the other firms in the area. And obviously you are the president, Jordan. Let's talk about why your baby was born, your company.
Absolutely. So background of my story, I was a tax accountant. And I developed an anger towards stockbrokers, financial advisors, because we would share a mutual client, and the broker would get our client to buy, sell, and I had to clean up the mess doing the tax return. And I would tell our client, go back to that broker and ask them to please do some tax planning before you pull the trigger on buying. And what would they say? What do all brokers say? Well, we're not licensed to talk about taxes. So at that time, I decided that I needed to get into the investment world to implement tax strategy as part of the retirement plan. Hard to believe that's over 20 years ago now, but
Wow.
we really got into the space to help make a difference in the retirement plan.
I love that. And Adam, how did you find Jordan? Let's talk about your journey.
Yeah, my journey kind of began a little bit different. I started actually in real estate working with my father, who was teaching me about investing real estate. And I realized that I liked the investing end of it a little bit more than the actual physical real estate. And I liked helping people make money. So fast forward, I started working for one of the big companies, learned a little bit more about the business, and then I ended up meeting Mr. Main here,
Yes.
and became an independent. And it's truly a life-changing attitude, an event in my life, much happier. And that's how I ended up at Main Financial.
I love that because we've had a lot of opportunity to get to know one another before today's show. And obviously, you're very passionate about helping others retire with confidence, peace, and clarity. There's a difference because you're coming up with a holistic retirement plan. It's not a statement that you're grabbing out of the mailbox. It's an actual plan. Jordan, talk about that for just a moment.
Absolutely. We call it our Main Money Report, and it's a complete written financial plan that looks at all the aspects of your financial life. And what we like to refer to it as, can your portfolio withstand a stress test? Certain things that we call eroding factors that can derail your retirement. And we use the acronym of LIST, L-I-S-T. Yeah, the L stands for longevity. What if I screw up and live too long?
Ooh, running out of money.
The number one concern of people retiring.
Yes.
While that's a main concern, longevity can also bring up another concern, long-term care and health concerns. I think we all know someone that is either in a facility or been in a facility, and that's very, very expensive.
Absolutely.
So that's the L. The I would be inflation.
Okay.
Historically hasn't been a big topic for us, but over the last several years, inflation has skyrocketed. And when you're on a fixed income in retirement, if you don't have a retirement plan that takes in consideration ways to address inflation, you could easily get derailed. The S is stock market risk.
Okay.
How much risk do you want to take in the stock market? Everyone is different. We use the analogy of driving a car. How fast do you want to drive your portfolio? Do you want to drive at 85 or 90 and be aggressive, or would you rather drive at 25 and be conservative? The first step is that. The second step is to make sure that your portfolio is actually driving at that speed. And 9 times out of 10, we see that they don't line up. The last part of LIST is taxation. We can have an entire show about Uncle Sam and your silent partner that you have in your retirement accounts, but your financial plan needs to address taxation.
We'll save that for
that.
another show. It's his favorite subject because he's a tax guy.
Yes, we talked about that actually before the show as well. And you're so passionate about tax planning. We have to make that clear. It's not tax preparation. It's not like people are coming in just randomly giving you all of their tax information. For your clients specifically, you do tax planning.
Absolutely. We like to think of ourselves as the personal CFO for clients. We file all their tax returns, but we also do the tax planning as well. And that's such a big piece of retirement planning to make sure you're successful in retirement.
Thank you so much. Well, gentlemen, we're going to take our very first commercial break. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
All right. To our viewers at home, there's a number to call on your screen, 888-462-7839. You're probably sitting in the viewing audience and you're asking yourself, what am I calling in for today? What exactly is going to happen? Well, if you have questions about your current retirement plan, or if you don't even have a plan, you're just pulling out those statements, what you're being offered today is the opportunity to have the Main Money Report crafted for you. Now, how is it crafted for you? Listening. That's the number one thing that's going to take place. What Jordan and his team specialize in is really listening to what your goals, your dreams, and your needs are for retirement. If you're finding yourself uneasy or not being able to sleep well at night, this is the perfect opportunity for you to come into the office, get to know these gentlemen, and tell them what your goals and dreams are. Remember, all you have to do is one thing today, that's pick up the phone and call in, 888-462-7839 for your Main Money Report. Better still, if you don't have a pen, that's okay. Grab your smartphone. We've made it even simpler. You can click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to the landing page for Main Financial Group. and you can claim your spot accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're talking about refinancing your retirement. We have so much more when we return.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter, the one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to the Maine Money Show. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I am joined today by Jordan Maine. He is president of Maine Financial Group, as well as Adam Freund. He is CRC, Certified Retirement Counselor. I love that. We're having a great show today talking about refinancing your retirement. Gentlemen, this is such a very interesting subject because, again, a lot of people are thinking about what happens when the interest rates change. So I want to ask you a question, Adam. Why did the feds raise the interest rates in the first place? What's going on in the economy right now?
Well, the reason why they did it, and they actually did it in quite a quick fashion, was because the inflation started to get out of hand. Things were becoming, people were starting to earn more money, people were spending more money, and it started to raise inflation. So one of the ways they can do that is to basically choke out the people being able to buy things, making things more expensive. So therefore, they raised the rates. Okay. So think of like credit cards, automobile loans, mortgages.
Mortgages, making it harder. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And with that being said, does it have a negative effect on your retirement, Jordan, overall?
Well, it can be. So if when interest rates go up, if I'm an investor and I hold a bond, let's say that we're here in Metro Detroit and we talk about the big three, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and what used to be Chrysler, and now it's Stellantis. Stellantis. And so if I, let's say, have a Ford Motor Company bond that is paying 4% from several years ago, and interest rates raise now, and the new Ford bond is paying 8 or 9 or whatever it may be, my old bond is now not as valuable, and I would have to sell it below what I paid for it. Okay. So it may impact some old holdings you have, but it gives you great opportunity for refinancing into some new great programs.
Okay, so obviously there's some positive things that happen as well. Let's talk about how increasing interest rates have a positive impact overall on your retirement, Adam.
Well, right now you basically can get the most yield out of a lot of these products that are out there that are available to retirees or even pre-retirees. I mean, think about what you used to be able to get in the bank just for a money market account was what, like 2-3%? And I know now we can get money market accounts above 5% right now.
I actually saved a picture. I went into a bank several years ago when interest rates were at all-time lows, and there was a tripod behind the teller, and it was advertising a 10-year CD. And the great rate they were advertising was 1.05%. So I took a picture of it. I saved it to show my children later in life to say, see, when we grew up, we didn't have these great rates. And it's such a refreshing thing to see how wonderful the rates are now.
Yeah. And it helps people, they can lock in, I know bonds are, as Jordan mentioned, bonds are at higher rates right now. You have indexed annuities that are offering higher rates. It's a great time right now to refinance your retirement.
And are you finding that a lot of people are coming in specifically asking you about that because of everything they're seeing on the news today? Jordan, do you get a lot of questions about this topic?
Absolutely, because it's an ever-changing environment. Interest rates are changing so fast. As Adam had said earlier, we haven't seen this rapid of an increase with this amount of drasticness in quite some time over the last several years. So it is important to refinance, reevaluate what you're doing. And we talked about earlier in the show, substantially getting 20, 30, 40, 50% more income by having better rates involved.
which is life-changing for people, correct, Adam?
Absolutely. Again, you can't discount the smiles that you get when we can actually take a look at somebody's portfolio that might be 4 or 5 years old and just reworking a couple numbers, and suddenly they can retire earlier, they can get more income. It's a great, great feeling.
It really is. And Jordan, let's talk about that portfolio x-ray. What takes place when someone comes in and says, I have no idea what I'm currently invested in. I don't know if I'm taking too much risk. How do you help determine?
Absolutely. With our main money report, we use the doctor analogy of thinking that we sent you your portfolio to the Mayo Clinic and a complete workup, an MRI. We scan everything. We look at historical returns, fees that you might be paying, an overall health, sectors you're investing in, a health of your portfolio. Also in that plan, we look at what path are you on in retirement? Do you have a tax strategy? All in one written financial plan. So it's imperative to review that on a consistent basis.
Are you finding that most people do not have a tax strategy?
I would say 99 out of 100 clients or prospects that we would meet with do not have any tax strategy whatsoever.
Why is that?
Because of what we talked about earlier in the show, brokers are not allowed to talk about tax strategy specifically. Certified tax accountants, we can do a lot more. Very few brokerage houses marry those two together. You might see some that will have a tax preparation arm over here and their retirement investment arm over here, but they operate as separate entities. What we do at Main Financial is bring it together and marry the two, so tax strategy is part of the investment strategy.
The other thing is, too, is we've had people come in just recently saying, well, we would like to take money out of our IRA and pay for a new house.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Absolutely not. That's like taking money out of your left pocket, paying tax on it, and putting it in your right pocket, because your IRA is an asset and a house is an asset.
Sure.
So you're causing a taxable event just to go from one to the other. Retirement accounts are meant to provide you income, sustain your standard of living, not to buy capital assets. So little small mistakes like that can dramatically derail a retirement plan.
So Adam, I have to ask you, how important is it for clients to call in before they're making any sort of financial decision?
Well, I mean, obviously it's imperative that they call in, they get an appointment with us, or at least scan that code on the TV, get in, talk to us. We can get you the right information, the truth, not something that's what you want to hear, but what is truthful to you.
And that's what it comes down to, is really making sure that people have a true, accurate picture of what their retirement is going to look like. Because when you think about it, people have worked their entire life to get to the retirement years. They don't want to have the unknowns. They don't want to have the risk and the scare.
I always say, real quick, is that a goal without a plan is just a wish.
Yeah.
And I use that with my daughter's a great gymnast, and I tell her that all the time. If you want to be in the Olympics, if you want to be in college, you've got to start with a plan to achieve those goals. Otherwise, you're just hoping.
I totally agree with that, gentlemen. Absolutely. Let's take our very second commercial break, if you will. To our viewers at home, the number to call in is 888-462-7839. If you're in the viewing audience today and you're listening to the show and you're really understanding what we're talking about as far as learning how much risk you're currently taking, please don't miss the opportunity to call in and take advantage of having one of the most amazing gifts here, the Main Money Report. This is yours complimentary. Let these gentlemen take a look at what you currently have in place and make sure that you're on the right path for retirement. If you're taking too much risk, wouldn't you want to know that today? Or if you're not taking enough risk, wouldn't you want to know that today? This is the perfect opportunity for you to call in once again, 888-462-7839. Or if you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Main Financial Group's landing page, and you can schedule your time accordingly. You deserve it. You've worked very hard to get to the retirement years. Why not have peace of mind? Once again, 888-462-7839. We're going to take a very short commercial break here on the Main Money Show, but don't go anywhere. We're talking all about refinancing your retirement. We have more coming up.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place and then help determine if you're well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision, so why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you're getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
And welcome back to the Maine Money Show. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Jordan Maine. He is president of Maine Financial Group, as well as Adam Freund, CRC of Maine Financial Group. We're talking all about refinancing your retirement. We know you have a lot of questions about this subject because, honestly, what's better than refinancing when rates are low and you can actually do better? Because, gentlemen, right, isn't that the tagline here? After all, better is just better, right? Jordan, what do you think about that?
Absolutely, and better means has a different meaning for everyone, right? So what does better mean to you? Is it a better solutions in your plan? Is it better income? Is it better lifestyle? All of those questions only you can define at home. And now is a great opportunity to take a look if you can become better in your financial plan.
I mean, after all, it is your retirement, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yes. Because, and I love that, what you just said, Adam, it's your retirement. So again, I can't stress enough that this is a very customized experience to you, our viewer at home. When you come in for the very first time, this is not about your neighbor next door. This is your retirement, so don't miss the opportunity. And I completely agree with that because there is such a difference. You're actually getting one-on-one personal time and personal attention and the gift of listening. Jordan, you actually have an analogy of climbing up a mountain when we're talking about retirement. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we use this all the time. So in what we refer to your life cycle in finances is climbing up a mountain and climbing down a mountain. So as you are going up the mountain, you're in your accumulation years, you are making money, you're employed, and you have one set of principles you're following in your investment strategy. A major loss doesn't dramatically impact you as much as maybe when you're in retirement. As you get closer to the top of the mountain, now that's closer to retirement. And you have all these clouds of money around you, pots of money, and decisions to make. But really the key is, how do we get down the mountain safely? A true stat in all of mountain climbing real life is 94% of the deaths happen on the way down.
Yes.
And that is because people don't change their fundamentals and their principles. When you go up the mountain, you have to go one way with gravity, and down the mountain, you have to do another strategy. And that's the same thing in your financial life, that when you get to retirement, you have to change your strategy and change your philosophy. Most advisors are accumulators. They're going up the mountain. Very few specialize in distribution planning, which is getting down the mountain safely, making sure you don't stumble and fall down the mountain. So we spend a lot of time helping people that are close to the top of the mountain and safely getting down the mountain.
And I love that you just spoke of that, because obviously we know the accumulation phase of life, that's your busy working years, and you have one thing coming in, your paycheck, and you're saving. But then when you get to the decumulation phase, you're responsible for paying yourself. So how do you even know where to start?
Yeah, we look at the definition of ROI completely takes on a new meaning on that other side of the mountain. On the way up, what is ROI? Return on investment. Well, when you get at the top of the mountain, you have to come down. Now it's reliability of income. And that is the one thing that is the biggest concern of investors is, will we run out of money?
Yeah,
Yes.
I also think that people don't understand that you have to have a paycheck in retirement.
Yes.
You can also have a playcheck in retirement, things that you want to do, but you want to be able to go to bed at night, not with one eye open,
True.
knowing that the paycheck is coming in all the time.
Yes, that peace of mind, knowing that no matter what life brings your way, you're going to be just fine. Well, Adam and Jordan, I know that you've met with a lot of folks, obviously, through the years, and probably people are coming in and their plan is doing okay for them. But if they're unsure, how important is it to have a second opinion, Adam?
Well, as Jordan is fond of saying, you can't get a second opinion from your first advisor. So I would definitely encourage people to come on in and have us take a look. But quite candidly, if it's a good program, we're fine with that. We'll send you on your way. We'll do a report for you, and we'll give it to you, and no harm, no foul. But 9 times out of 10, we're not finding that at all. They haven't taken the time, the other advisor hasn't taken the time to really understand, or, as Jordan said, they're an accumulation specialist.
Yes. And how important is it, Jordan, to be working with a true licensed fiduciary?
That is beyond imperative, and maybe our industry doesn't do the best job at educating the public on the difference between the two. So as fiduciary investment advisors, which Adam and I both are, we have to do what's in the best interest of the client. We are held to a higher standard. And not all advisors in the space have that same standard. So it is imperative to work with an independent financial advisor.
Absolutely, because honestly, when you're getting to the retirement years, you want to sit with someone that's going to design a plan that's going to encompass your needs, no matter what they may be.
Yes, correct.
So how long does it take to design a retirement plan, Adam and Jordan, may I ask you?
A couple hours. No, I'm joking. It takes quite a bit of time, and we have a whole case design department that we take a look at everything. As Jordan said before, we're really going to do an MRI. We'll take your vitals, we'll take your x-rays, we'll take everything that is important to you, not to Jordan and myself, but what's important to you, and get you that plan so that you can move forward with some peace of mind.
Well, and the great thing, at the end of the main money report, we have a one page that we call the key areas of concern.
Okay.
So after all those pages in the report, what were the issues that that report uncovered? And we use the doctor analogy. Some are very simple, over-the-counter medication, easy to fix. Others are glaring, we need to go into surgery. So the clients really like the end of that to say, all right, which ones do we want to address first?
I love that. Well, Jordan, thank you so much. And Adam, thank you so much. Most specifically, we'd like to thank the viewers at home for spending time with us today on the Main Money Show. If you have questions about your retirement plan, please don't miss the opportunity to have your very own money report drawn up for yourself. This will be a comprehensive guide to let you know that you can have peace of mind in your retirement years. Again, thank you for watching the Main Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed most of all. We'll see you back 1 week from today. Take care now.